Linear function. So, ano nga ba yung linear function? For example, you were given a linear equation na naka-slope-intercept form na y is equal to 2x plus 2. Another of writing this is using function notation. So, paano? So, ang gagawin nyo lang, i-replace nyo lang yung y ng f of x. F of x is equal to 2x plus 2. So, tandaan, yung x dito, ito yung input values natin. Or di kaya naman tinatawag as independent variable. Bakit? Kasi yung independent variable, ikaw, kung ano yung possible na value ng x, so ikaw ang maglalagay ng mga value ng x. And then, yung f of x naman, ito yung pinaka-output value natin. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung ating dependent variable. Bakit dependent variable? Kasi yung sagot ng dependent variable, magbabase tayo or yung magbabase tayo na sagot doon sa ating magiging independent variable. So, kung ano yung in-input mong value sa independent variable, yun naman yung magiging dependent variable mo. So, yun yung magiging sagot natin. So, pag sinabi natin linear function, it is defined by f of x is equal to mx plus b, wherein m is the slope, b is the y-intercept, m and b are real numbers and cannot be equal to 0. Hindi siya pwede maging 0. And the degree of the function is 1, and its line is graph. So, take note, kapag linear function, the same din sa linear equation na kung saan ang exponent niya is raised to 1, tapos ang graph niya is a line. Another way of writing yung ating linear equation is in the form of function notation. For example, f of x is equal to 2x plus 2. Tandaan yung f, tapos naka-parenthesis, na sa loob ay yung x. We can read this symbol as f of x. Tapos, f is the name of the function. F of x is the value of the function of x. For example, ang value ng variable x mo is 3. So, we can read this as f of 3. So, hindi lang naman letter F ang pwede natin gamitin. So, we can use other letters. Pwede yung G or H. Usually, ito yung ginagamit. So, we can use any letter from the alphabet, no? Pwedeng gamitin natin yung capital letter or yung mga small letter. So, we can use as G of X, H of X na capital letters, as well as G of X and H of X na small letters. Let us differentiate linear equation from linear function. So, ang linear equation natin dito is in the form of slope-intercept form. So, pag linear equation, y is equal to mx plus b, wherein m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Kaya nga slope-intercept form. Now, pag sa linear function natin, the same lang din. Kaso, ang napapalitan lang natin, we're gonna replace yung y ng function notation ng f of x. Kaya f of x is equal to mx plus b. Ngayon, in terms naman sa kanyang graph, pag sinabi natin linear equation, any straight line. So, lahat ng mga straight line, automatic ito ay linear equation. Ngayon, pag sinabi naman natin linear function, meron tayong limitation. Hindi lahat ng straight line ay pwede. So, any straight line except vertical line. Bakit? Kasi pag vertical line, hindi na yon function. So, yun yung rule natin. So, pag linear function, kailangan siya ay straight line at the same time, siya ay function din. So, except vertical line. So, yung vertical line, yun lang yung hindi function. Okay? Now, in terms naman sa linear equation, for example, you were given y is equal to 2x plus 2. So, ang value ng x natin is 1. So, what would be the value of y? So, ang gagawin lang natin, substitute lang natin yung value ng x na 1 sa equation na 2x plus 2. So, that would give us 2 times 1 plus 2, that is equal to 4. So, value ng y natin is 4. Ngayon, dito naman sa linear function, makikita mo naman, no, dito, yung f of x, kung ano yung value ng x mo, ang value ng x mo is 1, ilalagay mo doon sa loob ng parenthesis. I-replace mo doon sa value ng x. So, f of 1 is equal to 2x plus 2. We simply substitute. Same procedure. So, 2 times 1, that is 2, plus 2 is equal to 4. So, makikita mo, f of 1 is equal to 4. So, ang difference nito, sa linear equation, pag naglagay ka ng value, lalagay mo yung value ng x is equal to 1, then makukuha mo yung value na y is 4. Dito naman sa function notation, makikita mo kagad kung ano yung in-input mong value. Kung ang in-input mong value is 1, ang magiging output value mo is 4. Unlike dito sa ating linear equation, na hindi mo makikita kung ano yung in-input mong value, isinubstitute mo na lang dun mismo sa equation. No? So, yun lang yung difference, yung function notation na gamit natin. So, paano ba natin i-graph yung linear function? For example, you were given f of x is equal to 2x plus 2. So, for example, ang value ng x natin is negative 1. You simply replace yung negative 1 dun sa x na variable. So, f of negative 1 is equal to 2 times negative 1 plus 2. So, dito, 2 times negative 1, that will give us negative 2. So, negative 2 plus 2, dahil ito ay unlike sign, ang gagawin lang natin ay isusubtract. So, negative 2 plus 2, that would give us an answer of 0. So, yung f of negative 1 natin is 0. So, yung location ng unang point natin is negative 1, 0. So, saan ba yung negative 1, 0? So, ayun. Now, what if kung ang value naman ng x natin is 0? So, replace lang natin, lagay natin f of 0 is equal to 2 times 0 plus 2. So, ang sagot nito, that would give us 2. So, yung ating pangalawang point is 0, 2. So, saan ba yung 0 at 2? So, ayun, 0 at 2. Now, what if kung ang f of x natin or ang value ng x natin is 1. So, f of 1 is equal to 2 times x plus 2. So, that would give us 2 times 1, that is 2 plus 2. So, f of 1 is equal to 4. So, yung pangatlong point natin is 1 at 4. So, saan natin lalagay? Ayun, 1 at 4. Now, mapapansin ninyo na pwede nating i-connect yung mga points na to. Sa pag kinonnect natin yung points natin, nakapag-form tayo ng straight line. Diba? Dapat nating tandaan, pag sinabi nating linear function, kailangan siya ay straight line, at the same time, siya ay function. So, ganito lang yung ito lang yung way natin or ito yung mga paraan natin para may graph natin yung linear function. How do we determine if yung given na graph natin ay linear function? So, dalawa lang yung dapat yung tandaan. Una, siya ay straight line. Pangalawa, dapat siya ay function. To determine kung yung line natin ay function, we're gonna use yung vertical line test. So, ito yung vertical line or yung line na nakatayo, no? You have to draw a vertical line to the graph. Kapag nag-intersect yung line do sa graph ng 2 or more points, then yung graph natin ay hindi function. So, para mas madali yung maintindihan, so let's have an example. How do we determine if yung given na graph natin ay linear function? So, una, kailangan siya ay straight line. So, lahat ng mga hindi straight line, i-disregard na natin. So, ito ay hindi straight line, non-linear function. Ito rin, non-linear function. Ito rin ay hindi straight line. So, non-linear function. So, yung mga natira ay puro straight line. Now, yung next step natin, kung siya ay straight line, i-check naman natin kung siya ay function. To determine kung yung given na graph ay function, kailangan or gagamitan natin ng vertical line test. Pag sinabi natin vertical line test, kahit sa ang vertical line, doon sa graph pwede mong i-draw or ilagay. No? Ngayon, titingnan mo kung ilang beses or ilang times nag-intersect yung ating vertical line doon sa graph. So, makikita nyo isang beses lang. So, that means ito ay linear function. So, this is a linear function. Now, let us check yung sumunod. So, dito ay horizontal line. So, yung horizontal line, draw tayo ng vertical line. So, mapapansin ninyo, isang beses nag-intersect dun sa ating graph. So, this is a linear function. Now, yung last na line natin, makikita ninyo by drawing yung vertical line, mapapansin ninyo na ilang beses nag-intersect yung ating vertical line dun sa mismong graph. Actually, marami, infinite. So, ito yung ilan lang no, na mga points na nag-intersect dun sa ating vertical line dun sa graph. So, more than or infinite yung mga points. So, it means na 2 or more points, no, it means na ito ay hindi function. So, this is not a function, so non-linear function ito. So, ganito lang kadali kung paano natin ma-determine kung ang given na graph ay linear function. How do we determine if yung ating table ay linear function? Madali lang. The function is linear if the first difference on x-coordinate are equal and the first difference on y-coordinate are also equal. So, ang gagawin mo lang, titingnan mo lang yung domain at range. So, titingnan mo lang yung difference nila. So, yung 1 at 2, anong difference nila? 2 minus 1, that is 1. 3 minus 2, that is 1. 4 minus 3, that is 1. So, the same ang difference nila. Ngayon, tingnan naman natin sa kanyang range. Tingnan natin yung difference nila. So, 4 minus 2, that would give us 2. 6 minus 4, that is 2. 8 minus 6, that is also 2. So, the same yung difference ng domain at the same yung difference ng range na 2. It means na ito ay linear function. So, this is a linear function. Now, proceed naman tayo sa next table natin. So, ang domain natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then yung difference niya is 1. Now, doon naman tayo sa range. So, sa range nito, 6 minus 5, that is 1. 8 minus 6, that is 2. 10 minus 8, that is equal to 2. So, iba-iba yung kanyang difference. 1, 2, at 2. So, it means na ito ay hindi linear function. So, ito ay non-linear function. Now, proceed naman tayo dun sa last table natin. So, ang domain natin, 1, 2, 4, 8. So, kunin natin ang difference. Difference niya is 1, 2, at 4. Now, dun naman tayo sa range. So, ang range is difference 10 minus 5, that is 5. 15 minus 10, 5. 20 minus 15, that is also 5. So, mapapansin mo, yung range natin, the same ang kanyang difference. Pero, yung range natin, yung range natin, the same ang difference, yung domain natin ay magkakaiba kasi ang difference niya 1, 2, at 4. Iba-iba. So, it means na ito ay hindi linear function. So, non-linear function. So, tandaan, kailangan kunin mo lang yung difference ng domain. Kailangan pare-pareho. At the same time, kunin mo rin yung difference ng range. Kailangan pare-pareho rin siya para makonsider mo siya na siya ay linear function. How do we identify kung yung ordered pair ay linear function? Just like what we did dun sa pagkuha ng ating sa table, no? The same lang yung way. Kailangan yung first difference ng x-coordinate are equal, tas yung difference din ng y-coordinate are also equal. So, yun lang ang difference is naka-ordered pair siya. So, for example, so kunin lang natin yung difference ng mga domain. So, yung mga domain natin is 1, 2, 3, at 4. So, kunin lang natin yung difference ng bawat isa. So, that is 1. So, 2 minus 1, 1. 3 minus 2, 1. 4 minus 3, that is 1. Tapos, yung difference din ng range natin. So, yung difference niya is 2, 2, at 2. Ngayon, dahil the same yung domain, yung difference niya, at the same din yung difference ng range, it means na ito ay linear function. So, ganun lang. So, how about yung pangalawa nating ordered pair? So, dito, titingnan mo yung difference. So, 3 naging 0. So, ano bang ginawa? So, di ba tayo ay pwedeng sinubtract. So, nag-subtract tayo 0 minus 3. That is negative 3. And then, yung negative 3 minus 0, that is negative 3 also. So, that means na ang difference ng ating domain is negative 3. Now, let us check yung range natin. So, yung difference nito, 5 minus 2, that is 3. Yung isa naman is 6 minus 5, that is 1. So, mapapansin ninyo na magkaiba yung difference. Automatic, ito ay hindi linear function. So, non-linear function. So, tandaan lang natin, kunin mo lang yung difference ng domain. Kailangan pare-pareho. And then, kunin mo din yung difference ng range. Kailangan pare-pareho din siya. So, kapag pare-pareho, it means na ito ay linear function. How do we determine kung yung ating equation ay linear function? Unang-una, kailangan yung x and y exponent natin ay raised to 1. Ang example nito ay 2x plus 3y is equal to 6, y is equal to 2x plus 2. Or, y is equal to 2. Actually, itong y is equal to 2, ang itsura ng graph natin ito ay horizontal line. So, this is a linear function. Now, ito naman yung mga hindi linear function. So, ang exponent niya, naka-raised to 2, raised to negative 1, tapos raised to 2 yung y. So, this is not a linear function. Okay? Next. Number 2, x and y are not multiplied together. Ang example nito, x times y, or xy rather, plus 2 is equal to 4. So, hindi po pwede. So, ito ay non-linear function. Okay? So, kapag nakakita ka naman na ang given ay x is equal to 5, ito ay a non-linear function. Bakit? Kasi ang line nito ay vertical line, which is not a function. Now, next, x and y do not appear in the denominator, exponent or radical. So, unang-una, hindi pwedeng mag-appear yung ating variable sa denominator. Okay? Yung example natin, y is equal to 1 over x plus 2. So, hindi siya pwedeng mag-appear sa denominator. Hindi rin siya po pwedeng mag-appear sa exponent. Ito, y is equal to 2x, diba? 2 raised to x plus 2. Hindi pwedeng maging exponent yung variable. And lastly, yung ating variable, hindi pwede siyang naka-radical sign. So, yung example nito, y is equal to 2 square root of x plus 2. So, ito yung difference ng linear function sa non-linear function. So, ang exponent lang dapat, titingnan mo lang lagi yung variable ng x at y. Kailangan raised to 1, tapos not multiply together, at hindi dapat nasa denominator, exponent, or naka-radical sign. So, di ganito lang kadali kung paano natin ma-identify kung ang given na equation ay linear function.